So it needs to be an all-year thing, not just the fair.
All year?
All
Yeah.
year, everybody, I mean, publicized so that people know that there are buildings available that they can use for family reunions, class reunions. You know.
I even took junior college classes there before Petaluma had their campus. They had the little portables. And so I took my classes for Petaluma, or for Santa Rosa Junior College at the Petaluma Fairgrounds in the portables before the campus was here. So there are lots of different uses. You can have different classes at the buildings here that the city puts on. You know, I know Kids Club comes over for the fair every year, but there are activities that could happen at other times of the year for youth and families as well. You don't have to just do summer or holidays. It really is an all-purpose facility. And you know, Petaluma has so many creative people. You've got artists and, I mean, just musicians. It's a wealth of culture that could be utilized, that I'm sure people would want to be a part of making the fairgrounds something grand again and useful year-round and central.
If it were to be open year-round, what else would you like to see on the site? I know, like you mentioned events, but what kind of events? Like, what kind of need do you think needs filling?
Car show.
Car shows?
Yeah, there was a swap meet here that I hadn't realized it was like the 40th year they've had this swap meet at the fairgrounds, and I'm both into cars, so I didn't even really know about it. But my daughter and I came, my younger daughter and I came this year to the swap meet. It was just really fun to walk around and see the different people and talk to people. But car shows. A dance club would be nice again for someplace for the teenagers to go and hang out. You know, maybe not a dance club, but something on the lines that they have a place safe to go.
Yeah, a dance club, arcade, roller rink all together.
That's, you know, and just they're so into the internet now that it's hard to pull them away. So something that would interest them in getting to know one another and spend time doing something other than computer-based. You know, I always wonder when you see two people on their phones walking down the street if they're texting each other. Something that kind of breaks that up so that they're enjoying it. Movies, you know, you've got...
That they show. A lot of fun.
You know, you've got that whole stadium where the racetrack is. You know, races aren't every weekend. Races aren't all year round. That space could be utilized for families to come and watch family movies, or, you know, at Halloween time, you could do a horror fest for those who are interested in that. That is not my cup of tea. But, you know, you could hold, they've got the big inflatable screens and stuff. You could have family movie nights or, you know, community movie nights that, you know, American Graffiti or some of the other films, maybe not Cujo, but other films that have been filmed around Petaluma. And, you know, kind of show the diversity of the area. I used to go up when, what's the theater uptown that used to be a movie theater?
Phoenix.
The Phoenix Theater used to be a movie theater.
Okay.
I went up there all the time. But if you had something, you know, down here that you could use for movies, that would be a great space. I don't want to take away from the movie theater because they need their business, but you know, a once a month event for the community, I think would be good to build community rapport, and you know, you can.
It'd be nice to see the stable area utilized again. Yeah, horse shows. I know the Petaluma still has a couple of riding clubs or, and things, if they were able to use the fairgrounds to the back area where the livestock is, if they could do horse shows back there, or FFA could put on exhibitions teaching, show them how to milk, how a cow used to be milked, or, how to shoe a horse, or just different things that we still have in the area but aren't as pronounced as they were when I was a kid.
That's like kind of getting back to like Petaluma and the roots of Petaluma and the agriculture and the livestock and
Yeah, and just think of things that can help build the community and families, because I think that that's something the world vitally needs right now, is those opportunities to get to know one another, to just socialize, to learn skills. You can teach people how to can, that's not something that the city of Petaluma has any classes on at the time, but you'd feel around, see what the interest is. Some of those older techniques people might want to use, especially with food prices going up. So I would say be creative, be thoughtful, and think year-round, and certainly renting out the buildings for events, or the garden area for weddings or other events could help generate revenue and be a great use of the space year-round. You just, switch your plants out for the seasons, and it's an easy area to work with. So I think that covers it. I think we've 70 years of Petaluma Fairgrounds history right here.
So much spirit and legacy. Yes, it's so important. Thank you so much for sharing. Any final words?
Well, it'll probably be a topic at our 4th of July family gathering this year. Is having the fairgrounds memories play into our 4th of July gathering, because we have a lot of family that still lives here in the area, probably within a mile of
the fairgrounds.
A mile of the fairgrounds. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 houses, and several families within some of the houses within a mile of the fairgrounds. So I'm sure it'll be part of our conversations on the 4th that we came and shared this, and we'll encourage them to do the same. Absolutely. If we see them at the party on Saturday, because I'm sure they have their own memories and their own, legacies that are tied to it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
My niece met her husband at the fair.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
So, and I had already met my husband, but I saw him at the fair and started dating after that. So it's a great place to meet guys.
Or make friends. Like, I'm just thinking at the arcade, the roller rink, so many friends had to have been made on the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were people that ended up, friends that we'd have back over to the house to hang out at the pool, because, we were having such a good time at the arcade that, come on over, we'll go swimming, Grandma won't mind. So it definitely fostered that type of friendship and just camaraderie. You felt like somebody there was sharing your experience and making their memories. Mm-hmm. It's memories for a lot of people, because there were a lot of people in that arcade at one point.
Just a good sized building.
And it had a lot. I wish I had a picture of it, but I don't. Just in my head.
We were hoping that maybe the fair office itself has some sort of archives, that pictures from past events that.
I've seen a couple, but nothing too extensive that I'm aware of. Mm-hmm. I know the library has an archive going just online.
Yeah, we saw some, just not the ones we were hoping for.
Yeah.
So just do what you can. It's an important piece of Petaluma, not just their history, but their future.
Absolutely.
We need to save it, not build more apartments.
Yeah, please, no more apartments.
Share what you want to share, yeah. No.
Yeah, it's something that will foster community, not just people having
Revenue.
homes. People having homes is critically important, but we have to look out for our community and society as well. And if we keep separating, then we lose more than we gain.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about like the physical, like central location of the fairgrounds, like within the community, but also this like social central node, like within your family, bringing like family together, bringing community together. Like there's such that social.
Well, and it's
aspect
so
of it.
close to the freeway that it's easy when you're talking about it to people that aren't from the area to tell them where it's at and what it means, and they can get to it easily, which a lot of cities don't have.
Yeah.
I don't think moving it would be an answer to anything, because it feels like moving it would actually tear it apart more to where it wouldn't have that central camaraderie that we've had. Yeah, it's been here 100 years, or however long it's been here.
It seems like 100
Seems
years.
like 100 years, at least 70. So but to move it to another part of town, it just wouldn't seem like the fairgrounds.
Yeah, it would lose that appeal of Petaluma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because it's where Petaluma started. It's where our ancestors got together. No one's house was big enough for all of them, so they came here. They had clubs that came here. So yeah, it's a good location to have that type of facility that.
You could have RV shows.
RV shows.
Boat shows.
Boat
We've got the river.
shows.
RV shows, boat shows. I go open it to, like the Elks Club, they have RV spots that are used at times of the year when other stuff isn't going on. You could have, way at the back, you could have RV spaces so people could camp and stay in Petaluma to do things.
A community camp out, that sounds fun. Maybe a movie night could be sprinkled in there too.
Campfire.
Campfires.
I like campfires.
Yeah.
If you could figure out a community campfire, I'm there.
Okay.
Well, thank you for letting us share and reminisce. It's
Absolutely.
been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll come up with more during the day as we're
Thinking
sitting
about it.
around and
Yeah.
cleaning the backyard and stuff.
Thank you both. No, I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.